Hello world! Today we're going to watch the entirety of Sex and the City Season 1. I know absolutely nothing about the show except that Carrie is like a fashion icon that makes poor financial decisions and she lives in New York City. Let's go. Okay, so we're like 2 minutes in. I just got comfortable. Like I got in bed, tried to find a comfortable spot, clicked play, and boobies. Literally, and this is from the 80s. It was like they showed on TV at that time. When they said Sex and the City, they meant Sex and the City. Okay, either this show wasn't actually made in the 80s or I have zero concept of what the 80s was like. Okay, I don't know if you guys remember this scene, but why is she in his face like a little creep? She's flirting with him like how creepy men in TV shows flirt with girls. Like, let me see if I can play it without getting copyrighted. Also, Mozzie. But look,
So, uh,
do you see how close she is to his face? This smoking? Like, girl, back up. Okay, so I just finished episode 1, and like, I have no concept of what the 1980s and 1990s were. Because for me, I'm watching this and I'm like, they could talk about this on TV in the 90s? But also, like, why are they all nymphomaniacs? Like, the girls, the guys, everyone's just like, oh, I need to get some. I need to get me some today. Like, this guy goes on an amazing day to the opera with a girl in, like, the prettiest dress I've ever seen. Like, she comes back to his apartment, looks at art, and then she's like, and you can tell, like, she's playing hard to get too. She's like, oh, I just, like, not on the first date, right? And he's like, okay, I'll call you a cab. And I'm like, oh my god, is this the beginning of like a beautiful love story? No. He calls her a cab, gets into the same cab, and is like, not to be rude, honey, I respect your morals, but I need to get me some tonight. First episode was just pow, you know nothing about the 80s. Pow, women are liberated. Pow, like everyone's a nymphomaniac. Pow. New York is like the city to get laid. Oh wait, guys. Harvey Specter is in this. And it's like young Harvey Specter. Oh my god. Look at this man! Harvey! His real art is filming sex tapes with him and his models. Literally, when I saw the cameras, I'm not even kidding, I prayed. I was like, please don't.
do they know about this?
Maybe.
Every time he opens his mouth, he just becomes a bigger disappointment. I went from being like so excited about seeing him on the show to just hoping he gets out. Like, obviously not the actor, I'm talking about the character. Like, why is it that like he shows up and basically just admits to committing a sex crime, and Carrie's not even like repulsed or anything? She's just watching, smiling and laughing like, oh, that's just my creepy friend that's an artist. No biggie, right? Doesn't matter that these models were filmed like without their consent and he just watches it and shows it to other people. They just showed us this man's booty. Like bare booty, everything.
Please be honest. Would you even wear this? Like that coat? No. Like every time I see Carrie, I'm like, what are you wearing? Why are you wearing that? It's either giving like just a basic skirt and sweater or like the most atrocious combination of outfits you've ever seen. Even when she went on that date with Mr. Big with that like blue dress, that was just like so bleh.
Episode 5 was like Pretty Woman if like they didn't fall in love at the end, because she saw this hot guy. They had like a wonderful date, went around New York, and then he paid her at the end of it. Oh, yeah, I wanted to say something. Okay, I thought Carrie and Mr. Big were supposed to be like soulmates. They were supposed to be the one. But like, I don't think Carrie and Mr. Big even like each other. Like, okay, so I'm watching the story. I know it's not gonna be like a lovey-dovey proper love story, but I was thinking it would be like two baddies like being down to hold each other down. But like, these are two people that if they bump into each other enough times, they're like, let's bump nasties. Do we just not discuss the dress she wore on her first date with Mr. Big?
A momentous occasion, the first cute outfit Carrie Bradshaw is wearing. This jacket with this scarf combo is amazing.
I'm starting to understand that everyone in the show is supposed to be morally bankrupt. They'll be like, oh, I'm dating this girl. She's amazing. She's everything I've ever wanted in a person, but she's ugly. So I'm just gonna date her in secret. Like, I've never felt as seen and understood and as myself as no one's ever made me feel like that before. But she's too ugly for me. And you see, like, a normal looking woman. Why were you guys standing Mr. Big and Carrie? That is the greatest scam of the century. You guys lied to me because I thought I was about to be spoon fed the greatest love story in 1980s TV, and that is just a burning chemical garbage dump of a romance. Okay, episode 6. Mr. Big and Carrie, this is their first date. You think like this is the beginning of like them developing emotional connection with each other. No. She's convinced that he's ashamed of her. And then she goes into his apartment drunk, like, bro, blah, blah, blah. Let's talk about it. And I thought I'm about to get like a deep confession of love out of this man. Like, oh no, I just felt too insecure to be around your friends. I didn't know if they would like me. I was panicking, blah, blah, blah. He said, nah, I had Knicks tickets. And now, if they're anything like the Eras Tour tickets, I can't say anything. But to not have the basic decorum to just be like, oh, I can't go hang out with you and your friends because I have tickets to a game. That sounds like that one sentence makes so much more sense than just be like, nah, sorry, I can't come. I have a thing. A thing. And this is who you guys were rooting for. This is the love story I'm supposed to be eating up with a spoon. Don't play with me. Do not play with me. I had to take a lunch break because they played with my feelings, man. I was beat. Made myself dinner. It looks so good, but tastes so bland. Like, I forgot to properly season my chicken, so it just zero flavor, honestly. Okay, I did it. I figured out why I'm still single. Because love died in the 90s. Mr. Big is. I'm not even sure Mr. Big likes Carrie. He's like, well, I'm still, going on dates with other women. Like, even if he doesn't want a monogamous relationship, you're supposed to tell people that. You don't just go around dating randos behind their backs. That's not how it works, okay? That's not how communication works. Like, because obviously she's gonna be hurt. Like, if he wanted like a monogam, if he wanted to see other people, he should have started off by saying that. So then she could have made a game plan like, oh, okay, fine, let's all see other people. Or like, nah, I'm good. I don't want to see other people. But nah, bro, this guy was seeing other people behind her back. Wow. Mr. Big's absolute refusal to just communicate blows my mind because here's my thing. I love him as a person. Like, I love how chill he is. I just wish he would communicate. Is that crazy? Is it possible to love and hate someone that much? Because his personality, just his inability to be stressed by anything, like, you're never quite certain if he just doesn't care, or if he cares, he's just like, why are you overreacting? And I'm like, I love a man that doesn't overreact, you know? Just someone that has ice in his blood, no matter what. But why can't he just communicate? Like, he just drops random bombs on Carrie, and then when she freaks out, he acts like she's crazy. He's like, oh yeah, I've been married before. And then just completely moves on. Doesn't say, oh yeah, I've been married before. You want to talk about it at all? No. He's like, that's in the past. Okay. So she's like losing her mind because like she's with a guy that's been married before. She doesn't know what went wrong. She's feeling insecure about like her relationship all of a sudden. And Mr. Big doesn't care, doesn't say anything. She goes and meets his ex-wife under pretense just to better understand the man she's with. And he's like, he doesn't even mention anything about it. The only reason he even brings up anything is like, okay, you're ruining my dinner. Like, why are you so upset? And she's like, I went to see your ex-wife to figure out like why your previous marriage ended. And he's like, yeah, I know you did. I talked to my ex-wife. Mister. Did I miss the scene where they fall in love? Cause like Carrie is like committed to be with Mr. Big for no reason. Cause the thing is like, if he stops picking up her calls, she'll just date some random person. My camera started recording in slow motion, so I lost all the footage, but I just wanted to say I didn't understand Carrie's escalating commitment to Mr. Big. Like, they had yet to have one good interaction without it ending in a fight, mainly because he didn't want a serious relationship. And Carrie has shown that, like, if he ignores her, she can get with someone else. So why does she keep sticking around and letting him frustrate her? Okay, I watched the one about the baby, like the baby shower one. Funny enough, I have zero thoughts about it. Like, I don't know. Be a mother, not be a mother, be a working mother. I have no thoughts about it at all. What do you think it symbolizes about Carrie and Big's relationship that the fart was so important? You guys aren't middle schoolers, like you're in your 30s and 40s. Why is the fart so important? Because, okay, when she went to his house during the fight, like, okay, yes, it was creepy. Like, she did not need to be kissing him that much when he made it clear that he wanted to just watch the game, right? But he did not have to, like, pick her up and, like, throw her down and yell at her and be, like, cussing and just playing out whole, just, he did not have to crash out that intently. And then, okay, when she was like, okay, I don't fit into your life, blah, 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 whatever, when she stormed out, I thought he would at least like follow her and be like, can we talk about what's happening? Like, can we talk about like what just went down? Did he just like finish watching his match instead? Okay, maybe it's because we're not actually watching his perspective, but like just 3 days of no calls whatsoever. That's crazy to me. Like, was he also panicking and painting his drawers? Or did he just not care and then all of a sudden get like bored and lonely? No, it's like, I know what it's like. It's like Carrie is like a 16-year-old in love with him, obsessed with him. And he's like the cooler, older college kid that doesn't really care about her, but sometimes goes to hang out with her. I don't know why I made the relationship illegal. Like, that was not a necessary part of the plot. She follows him to church. She follows Mr. Big to church. No, actually, no. She and Miranda dress up in costume and then stalk him and his mother at church after he specifically told her that it was a private thing between him and his mother. and she follows him to church. Like, the levels of low that she is willing to sink to for him. Wait. Even before we even get that far, when she's like literally dressed up in costume stalking him, she's looking down on him and his mother, and she's like, oh, I think I'm falling deeper in love with him. She sounds crazy and delusional. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it sounded a bit like reading a stalker's diary where they don't even know they're delusional. I was like, but it even gets worse because after she does all that, he finds out that she's in the church, right? So she goes, oops, I've been busted. She waits for him and his mother, and then she thinks he's gonna introduce her to his mother as, like, oh, by the way, this is my girlfriend that for some reason felt the need to dress up and come to church just to sneak a peek at you. This is her. I know you'd love to meet her. And then she gets offended when he goes, Mom, this is a friend. And you know how I've been discussing whether or not Mr. Big liked Carrie? He does not. He does not. Because she's like, you haven't even told your mom about me? And he goes, my mom doesn't need to meet another girlfriend. I'll say I was interested. Like, this show's got me locked in. Eyes open. Because I started watching at, I think, either 1:30 or 2:30, and it is 8:30 now. So that was a whole day of Sex in the City.